Hey going again guys, I'm Shane, back again doing another V8 Supercars with Shane episode for you. The Clipsal 500 has just finished, literally they're doing the celebrations now on the podium, but I'd just like to give you guys the recap of what actually happened, if you guys obviously didn't see it. These are what these videos are going to be, so right after the races and everything else, all this stuff will happen. I've got my notes here, so I know what I'm talking about, because usually when I vlog and whatever else, I don't know what I'm talking about, and just whatever comes out really. So I've come prepared in a way. So guys, if you didn't watch the Clipsal 500 this weekend, you've missed a really good weekend. It was great. I'll start off really simple. Scotty Mclaughlin was just quick all weekend. His practice times were amazing. His qualifying times were amazing. Even the shootouts were fun. And obviously he had great race pace. Same as Chasma Sanchez. Chasma Sanchez was great this weekend as well. He just... I don't know, those two guys together, if they were to ever team up, they'd just be unbelievable. But big congratulations to those two for a really great weekend and putting forward back on the map really, especially with Scotty going to Team Penske. It's been a little bit, you know, everyone was like, well, it's very unexpected that he did it, but he's really turned that team around in the last, like since the Eastern Creek to now. It's been really good. So hats off to the team, and hopefully during the year they can get some more great results and whatever else. So and that's as well as Chasma Sanchez. Chaz obviously hasn't driven that well since the 2015 Bathurst crash, and he actually said that in an interview not that long ago. So hopefully he can, you know, fight back, which is what he proved today, and it was really good to see that, you know, he had that determination and speed back and whatever else. But all in all, those two guys, unbelievable weekend. Shane van Gisbergen, again, just dominant throughout the whole weekend. He was just so good, topping out pretty much every section, and it was just amazing as well. My underdog for the weekend, like I said the other week, was Tim Slade. Tim kind of had a good weekend, but he had his moments. It was pretty weird stuff with him and Nick Percat into I think it was turn 6, and yeah, that was during race 1. So they collided together, and Nick went on and put Tim on the wall, but Tim managed to get out and continue on. So I'm going to read some notes here that I've written down. So for race 1, Will Davison got tangled up with Todd and who else? James Moffat. Todd and James Moffat at turn 8, and it was a really hairy situation actually. I'm pretty sure I put Todd out of the race, but what happened was that Todd was, you know, side by side with Will, and Todd had the right of way. So Will kind of backed off, but James also came in beside him as well and pushed Will over into the wall. So he was pretty much done and dusted for the day as well. I obviously touched subjects with the Nick Percat and Tim Slade accident as well in race 1 at turn 6. That was a bit hairy moment. He just came down a little bit too hot. Good old Nicky, and yeah, put old Timmy in the wall, I guess. So all is good now. They raced pretty well on after that. So no minor damage, no major damage to Tim's car either, which was good. Chasma Sanchez had moments everywhere. I think he had one at turn 9, went wide, and then turn 14, all in the matter of laps too. Like I think it was 2 or 3 laps after each other. So he was a bit hairy there in race 1, but you know, managed to go really well. One big thing that happened in race 1 was Scotty Mclaughlin's drive-through penalty. That was for weaving at the exit of turn 7. Now, the people that don't know the weaving thing, when the safety car goes out, when the safety car lights go out, sorry, no one is allowed to weave, so basically warm up the tyres. And I think it is quite a stupid rule, in a way, because you look back in the early 2000s, people were doing it then. How come we can't do it now? So, Scotty got done for that. Now, my defence to Scotty is that he was coming out of turn 7 and the safety car was halfway down the back straightaway, so you couldn't have seen it. How are you supposed to know that the safety car lights are out? Now, I think Scaife commented that when he was commentating, I think he commented on that the drivers straightaway should be told that the safety car lights are out, so there's no weaving at all. I think that's the only way that they can do it, just to settle this once and for all, pretty much, and just get this stupid penalty out of the way, because it's killing motor racing at the moment. Like, it's killing V8 Supercars. Like, that would have been a really good race yesterday with Gizzy and Fabs and also Scotty right at the end too. But because of that, we couldn't really enjoy a first race. But it was just, you know, one of those situations. But poor old Scotty had to fight on after that, but managed to go well after that. But yeah, it would have been a good finish in the sense of that as well. Also, there was a few cool suit failures yesterday. Dale Wood was very fatigued and exhausted. He actually had to come in because his cool suit wasn't working, and it was just way too hot in the cockpit. And I think Murphs tried to interview him, and he was just it was just ridiculous. So I hope Woodsy's okay. Oh, well, he is now, but there was so many cool suit issues. Oh God, I can't really remember who else had a cool suit issue, but there was a few of them. And as well, on top of that, guys, turn 2, you're not allowed to curve hop. I think there's like 5 warnings before it becomes a bad sportsmanship flag or whatever. I just want to give you a couple of names here in race 1, and in race 2, who actually got this. 95% of the field must have got bad sportsmanship flags at one stage. But here's some of the people that did. Mostert, Pye, Woods, Todd Kelly, Winterbottom, Reynolds, Alex Rouleau, Craig Lowndes, Simona, Cam Waters, and Jamie Whincup. That's just race 1. Like, God, how many? It was crazy. I looked at speedcafe.com just before the race finished, and I had a look at all the bad sportsmanship flags, and I was just baffled by it. I was like, what the fuck? It was crazy. It was absolutely insane to see that. But that was pretty much the highlights for race 1, and then obviously Shane van Gisbergen winning the race, and yeah, making that championship well alight now, and great season opener for the Giz and for the Red Bull team as well. So that was a really good race 1, and I'll get on to race 2 in just a second. So guys, race 2 was pretty much the same as race 1. We had not that many highlights, which was quite disappointing, but here's again a few. Nick Percat, the first lap, hits the wall at turn 8. Didn't do that much damage to the car, but it was willing enough to put him out of contention for the whole day. Whincup having moments everywhere, just like Chaz the day before. It was just crazy for him, and it wasn't really, you know, good on his behalf. He managed to get in the top 10, which was good, but he's starting to die down now, and same with Whincup, that's who I'm talking about, Winterbottom as well. So yeah, Whincup will be there this year, but I don't think he'll win the championship. That's just my opinion. Don't go hating the comments. That's just my opinion. If you're a Whincup fan, I'm sorry, but it's just, I don't think it will happen for him this year. One big biff I had was with Gizzy coming out of the pits, and he blocked Chaz Mostert. Now, it didn't really get recognised in the race, and I really think it should have, because who was it yesterday? I think it was, yeah, it was Simona. Simona got done for coming out of the pits and blocking Nick Percat on his flying qualifying lap, right? And that was, you know, nothing important or whatever, but it happened. So she got drive through for that, or penalised for it. I don't know what happened, but anyway. Then what happened then? It's the same thing. Gizzy comes out with brand new fresh rubber. Chaz is screaming down Main Straight, sees Giz, and almost collides with him. Now, I don't know what the rulings are for coming out of the pits and just going straight on the racetrack. I don't know that, but that was really close, and it could have been really, really scary and dangerous for both him and Mostert. That was just really weird. I just find that I find it strange that, you know, Simona gets penalised for something that happened in the same sense as what just happened with Giz and Mostert. I don't know. But I was quite annoyed with that, actually, and it could have been a really, really bad accident, which it didn't, and they raced on, which is good. So it was quite, I don't know, I'm a bit iffy with it, but, you know, who knows. JC, James Courtney also hit Simona as well. Coming out of turn 13 into 14, she just gave him a little bit of a nudge. Simona was due to pit that lap as well, so she didn't give any indication to go into the pits. It looked like she was staying on the racing line, but Courtney just nudged her and she sideways. So, who knows. Scotty as well, bad sportsmanship flag with about 13 laps to go, so he couldn't ride the turn 2 chicane anymore. He couldn't do it, so he had to go normal around, and it kind of hurt his lap times a little bit, so he was slowing down on pace as well, and gave Giz the momentum to catch up. And on top of that, turn 9 as well, Scotty's I think it was 4 laps to go. It was 4 laps to go. Scotty, great battle with Van Gisbergen. It was unbelievable. Came out of turn 8 perfect, and then heading into turn 9 just must have braked a little bit later. Gizzy was right there, and Scotty Mac just locks the rear brakes, and he was sort of drifting, and it was enough to not spin the car, which was good because I was praying he wouldn't spin the car. Gizzy went on to take off in front of him, and Scotty Mac just sort of poddled on and didn't really get to catch up. But there was your race 2 winner there, guys, as well. Shane Van Gisbergen took out race 2 in front of Scotty Mac, who was very disappointed, and Chaz Mostert got 3rd place. So, guys, that is your recap from the Clipsal 500 for this weekend. Please leave a like on this video and comment down on if you want to see or if you want to hear any news during the week. I will let you know straight away. I didn't really keep up to date with Twitter today because I didn't have my computer. I only had my phone, and I was more looking at the lap times than anything on my phone, so I didn't really do that. So hopefully I can get it back up and going for a couple of weeks when they go to the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne. That's right, in 2 weeks, guys. The Formula 1s are back on as well, and the V8 Supercars will be racing there as well. It's not for championship points, obviously, but it is also a good learning curve for most of the drivers, including Alex Rullo, who drove absolutely beautifully this weekend. He did have a little bit of hairy moments, and so did Simona, but everyone drove well. And I tell you what, this must be a record in V8 Supercars at the Clipsal 500. Out of the weekend, there was only 1 safety car. I'm going to leave it there, guys. That is all. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you after the Australian Grand Prix.